Hey, welcome back. It's Laura again at Hyperstamper. I have another one of these wonderful Honey Bunch books, and this is an original. After this one, I have two more, and that's the four that I was able to find this month. I was so excited. But the cover on this is so sweet. Look at Honey Bunch here, and she's scraping the crust from around her pie and trimming it down. She's got her doll here. Look at the old stove. We've got the spine and the back still all intact here. It's so lovely. And I threaded these vintage beads down the side and grabbed some ribbons that match that gorgeous original plate on the front. Now this is over 100 years old, this book, and of course, as everything, just like the cover in the book itself, everything is authentic and original. I don't use any digitals or commercial products. So I pulled some little kitchen things here, some antique kitchen things, just to show off my sort of little kitchen-y book here. And this was Maureen from Florence Wright, Christmas 1923. And there is the original first page there. And this is a separate page here from the 1890s. And in the pocket here, because we have her cooking on the front, this is a picture from the 1800s of a chef, which I think is really neat. And look at the beautiful back on this lovely photograph. This is the advertisement from the photographer themselves. The Royal Highnesses of the Prince and Princess of Wales. Isn't that cool? So it's the photographer that they used. And then we have a 1930s children's book page there. And then this is a great antique player piano roll box that I turned into a tag. Adds some antique paper. And this is a vintage cross stitch here that I made into a pocket. 1927 ad here for ladies' watches. Beautiful. $12, $10, $5. And then in here is an 1890s children's book page. And I didn't do anything to it because it's just sweet the way it is, but somebody can certainly make more art or collages or mixed media out of that. And this little plate here of a beautiful interior, almost looks like maybe a jungle or a forest. That is from 1887. It's really quite beautiful. It's got that purpley tone to it. And then even though this isn't a Christmas journal, I have so many beautiful 1930s and 40s Christmas cards. I'm going to start putting them in lots of journals. Look at the great colors. So you could actually take this and regift it and find a way to either change Edith and Ralph or just leave them and let Edith and Ralph get passed along. And yeah, I just think it's so much fun. You can journal inside and out of that one. That is also from the early 1900s. And then we have some other children's book pages here from pre-1940. And here is a 1930s Squirrel Nutkin book page here with a double plate, which is adorable with the owl. It's so sweet. Such sweet stories Beatrix Potter made. And then this is very cool. This here is my oldest piece of ephemera that I'm finally letting go, but it is a postcard. The postage is actually printed onto the card, and it's a business card, the Canada Farmers and Mutual Insurance. It's not a pretty picture postcard. And the date is December 26, 1877, which is very cool. So goodbye, oldest card I have. And your new owner will love you as much as I did. This is a 1920s fastener card. Look at the great woman on here. Will not rest, size 0. None of that is true about me. I will rest, and I am not a size 0. And this, how cool is this? This is from 1924, so 101 years old. And this is one of the wonderful pieces that I got from Paige. And it is from Springfield, Illinois. And it's going to, I think, somebody else in Illinois. But it is a great letter. And it is dated. And it's just this wonderful, wonderful letter to Edna. And it's from... I can't even read it. Maybe somebody can help me. Trevor, maybe. Very cool. So anyways, a 4-page letter. That's pretty special. And thank you again to Paige for gifting me this wonderful treasure that somebody gets to enjoy now. I just love it so much. 1800s page again here. And there's just a fun little piece, vintage. More sweet little vintage children's pages. And this is that A.A. Milne Winnie the Pooh page here. Look at Christopher Robin there, so sweet. And this is from that magnificent proper elegant table settings. Wonderful piece there. And this is also 100 years old exactly, a children's workbook page. And then we've got more Winnie the Pooh on this side. Look at, and this was the first time I saw all the characters. We've got Eeyore, Roo, Winnie the Pooh, and Piglet, which I think is really cool because it's the only page in that book that had them all. So that's pretty neat for a 100-year-old book page. Hand-typed research paper with some scribbling on the back. And this is just really cool because it's household management. So that would be a modern glass cupboard, or class cupboard they call it. But it's actually very old now. So now it's an antique. And what is that? That is an oven. And the pocket here I made out of early 1910 book page. There we go, slip that back in. I did some hand stamping there, vintage botanical book, and this wonderful 1940s crochet book. That's a tray mat. And here's another one of these awesome little Melmar foods from New Mexico. 5 cents, and that would have been a coupon they gave away to promote people to come to their store and spend 5 cents. And these are just 3 different pieces of really awesome ephemera that you can journal on all of them. There's 3 pieces there. And then this is another piece. Same workbook, but look at these giant, beautiful letters in the different fonts. I'm so in love with that book. I just can't tell you. This is really cool. This is the Roman Empire. This is an early 1900s map, but isn't that beautiful? It's very interesting and historic. And this is a vintage card here, which I think is wonderful. King of Spades, and then another great journaling antique page there, and a 1950s original bingo card. Journal on the back of that. Have all kinds of fun with that. And then I made this pocket out of a vintage botanical page, and this is just a really cool old 1936 French advertisement for Bazaar de l'Hôtel de Ville, City Hotel. Isn't that great? And then there's the other side of that beautiful workbook page that I allowed it, instead of cutting it off, I made it so you could fold it up and see the whole thing. More of these. I love that pattern. It's beautiful. A beautiful vintage doily here, hand crocheted. And then there's a really funky postcard from Yellowstone Park, and that is from 1946. And another wonderful early 1900s plate of Scotland, and that is Lake Katrine. And this is super cool. This is from Virginia. And I just actually sent 2 of these off to a lovely lady in Virginia who just bought the last journal, the Yellow Rose Journal. And yeah, so this is very cool. Washington on there. And then another one of these great palm reading pages from, it is an antique book on Palm Street. And isn't that cool? And it's got the signature there, William Whiteley. 1894, and you can, in the book, you can read all about what the lines in your palm say, and it's pretty cool. This is awesome. This is a vintage embroidery transfer, and it's still got the bumplies on the side. I bet you could turn it over, iron it onto fabric, but you would have done that, and then embroidered on your tea towels, pillowcases, and there's just some examples of stitches there, which I think is awesome. And that's very old. That's from the 40s, even though it's in perfect condition. It's because it was never used. And another wonderful plate, and this plate is from this book. So there we have a little honey bunch here, and the 3 little girls coming to greet them. It's absolutely adorable. Handwritten thesis page from Rochester. 1937 bookkeeping page. Sorry, I'm going off camera here. And this page here is, I want to say this one's from 1940. This one, the Stickum book, and that's on paper dolls. That was a fun one. Vintage Monopoly money, journal on the back of, and a 1920s pocket down here, and early 1900s Birds of America. Look at that beautiful plate there. That is gorgeous. That's a clapper. And the end page of a different book. Or is it, you know what, that actually might be from this book. That is from this book, sorry. And this is another 1920s page here that I put antique paper on the back of so you could do more journaling. And then this just really, I can do it. Beautiful plate here from a vintage 1960s book on artwork. And this was one of the pieces in there. It's really beautiful. So I hope you loved this one as much as I loved making it. Don't forget to jump over to my Etsy shop, hyperstamper.etsy.com. Don't forget to subscribe and leave me a comment if you have a second. Bye for now.